Hey everybody, welcome.
Welcome.
So thanks for joining this Life X Purium Zoom. We want to talk about all things nomadic lifestyle, how people can take advantage of living abroad, being on the road, and how to live optimally. So talking about health-wise and financially. We
Mhm.
discovered this opportunity a few years ago and didn't really know much about it. We weren't in the healing space whatsoever, but by sharing the knowledge of superfood and gut health, we're helping thousands of people, and it's opened the door to living abroad. And
Mhm.
Allison will share more details about that.
Yeah, like we actually got more, we got paid more traveling. And that was an interesting realization for us of the potential here because when we started our Purium business, first of all, we started it as our healing journey. So both of us had an incredible transformation. We were both not in, like Jared said, we weren't in the health and wellness space. And because of our transformation, we had no choice but to share it with others. We saw others just suffering with a lot of mental health and physical health and stuff that we had just healed from, and we just thought this is going to help so many people. This is the answer. It's the missing piece. But what it opened our doors to was being able to travel. So that first year that we started sharing this, we went to Belize, and actually it was where we met Vanessa, who was also traveling. And I shared this. We shared this with our community who was traveling because these were all people. I didn't even know the potential of this with the traveling life until we presented it, and it just made sense for everyone because this is something where first of all we wouldn't have been able to travel without it in such good health because we were in our optimal health. Sometimes when you're traveling it's easier to get run down and sick, and we were like thriving. We never, that was just incredible to be able to travel with superfood nutrition that was just so easy to make and take with us. And
Yeah, we were so grateful just to have it on the airplane, getting on flights. Like there's so many expensive uh, junk food temptations everywhere, even when you're on the road. Everything is like Starbucks or junk food or this, and it's like if you don't have something reliable next to you that all you need to do is mix with water,
it's
then
very easy
you're gonna
to.
fall off. You're gonna start getting bad habits. And then in Belize, we knew there wasn't any organic. Everything is sprayed with pesticides there. So, as much as we wanted to stay healthy, if we didn't have some structure there, some foundation for us and our kids, we would have gotten way sicker. We would have been struggling with food. But here we had stability. Here we knew where we were getting all our nutrition from.
Yeah, and definitely it just we shared it with people. When you're traveling you're meeting more people, and so that's another huge thing, is that this lifestyle is all about traveling, and the nomadic life is all about connecting with people all over the world. And that's what this is just an opportunity to have something to share with people and give value to people that you meet. So I love that it's a gift card system. We get to share, and we get to also share our superfoods with people on the road, and that's how when we were in Belize, we shared it with our community who, and they're still here with us today. And it's grown just from that amazing, being on out of our daily and just sharing it out on the road. And so we were able to take our business to the next level while traveling, and we know the potential of this. So we have invited my brother. We're so excited because my brother was going out. He got a van this year, and I thought this is amazing opportunity for him to experience, these superfoods while he's out with his girlfriend Emerin. And I was like, I just believed in them so much to be, amazing ambassadors of the like of health, but I just wanted them to experience it. So I'd love to open it up to how has this helped you in in your new travels and van life. I'd love to just hear both of your shares.
Yeah, well, I like to start by saying I was like very skeptical, as Ali and Jared both know, at first, just about, I don't know, I'm someone who likes a lot of research and I need to know the scientific backing, whatever. And so I was at first a little apprehensive, but I saw how it was doing wonders for Ali and Jared. So I was like, you know what? like, I'm going to try it. So I did try it for a month, and I actually found it helped me a lot, clear my skin up. I have no more eczema, which was a huge problem, as you guys know. So that's what really kickstarted. And then when I decided to go in the van, I was like, oh, this is actually a perfect opportunity to really dive deeper into this whole world, this whole Purium thing. And so it really has done a lot for us. It really helped us, like, stay nutritious as we went. It's so easy to, like you guys said, like, get Starbucks or McDonald's or whatever on the road, but just having, our breakfast already done for us, snacks along the way, whatever, it helped maintain our health. So we are very grateful for that, and it's been fun. It's been, yeah, like, really convenient, I guess, to have. And so I really would recommend anyone who's starting this van life thing to consider. You want to be, like, free, you want to be moving and all the stuff, but you also want to, like, maintain your health. So it's a perfect thing to do. So
yeah. And to further what Devin was saying, I mean, I was traveling a lot for work prior to coming on this adventure. And I mean, I spent quite a fair amount of time in sub-Saharan Africa. And I really wish that I had known about this opportunity when I was there. Cause I mean, I gained about 20 pounds when I was there, and I was craving nutritious food, because a lot of the food that's there is, it's really inaccessible to get any kind of fresh fruits and vegetables. That, like, where I was a landlocked country. And I mean, I just know for myself, like, had I had that, I mean, my health would have been completely different over the course of those 6 months. And I think I would have absorbed so much more from the experience had I been in a mental state to be feeling good about myself and to be feeling healthy, and not to eschew the experience at all. But I just know that had my gut been healthier, I would have had a very different experience. Cause I mean, I was, like, constipated the whole time, just, like, in a bad way, like, really homesick. And I think that had I known about Purium at the time, it would have been a completely different experience. So that being said, I think that it's great for all kinds of different travelers, like whether you're on the road or, you travel for work. It's just so easy to have with you. Just add water and shake. It's phenomenal.
Like I was saying, especially when you visit countries that maybe don't have high accessibility to, like, India, the places where it's harder to find this, like, organic, nutritious food, you have it with you always. It's just in powder, and it doesn't, like, go bad. And, so yeah, it's been really, really helpful for us. So
Amazing.
Awesome, guys.
Amazing. Yeah, you guys are such an inspiration. And we can't wait to get a van soon. So that's what we're so excited. You guys have led the way for us, and we're led the way for you in some ways, and you're led the way for us. And the van life now has become a reality, an option and possibility for us now. So I want to introduce my good friend who, so I think we'll introduce Sam first. Sam is living the van life already. She's doing it. And I just want to hear from Samantha on how this has changed your life and how it's brought you to, closer to your dreams.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, yes. So hi everyone, I am Sam or Samantha, either way. And this has actually given me the opportunity to live out one of my dreams, which is van life. Like, for me, it's a tiny home trailer. So I'm currently sitting in a 20-foot travel trailer that was converted to a tiny home. And it is big thanks to this being entered into my lifestyle as a solution. So I'm just so grateful, because I was, before Purium came into my life, having so much produce and juicing all the time. And the thought of having all of that produce, like, I was really debating in my head, how is that going to work out on the road? And because it takes up so much space, you have to have such a big fridge. I have this tiny little fridge. You can see it's not very big. And thankfully, this does not have to be refrigerated. So that is one big thing for me, having it on my counter. And I know you mentioned maybe showing my stuff. So I'll show you kind of what I got right now. Is this nice little corner right here. So I have all of my Purium stuff for the most part. I've got a big order coming from the sale, because we ran out of quite a bit of our proteins and stuff like that. But it's just counter space, and I don't have to worry about refrigeration. I just add it to water, like you said, and it's better than when I was juicing. So in a way, it's like, this has just completely been the answer to many of my dreams. Like, me and my partner are in this tiny home trailer, and the goal is to, yeah, just take this business with us where we go, across the country. We're in Oregon right now, and our goal is to get to the East Coast. And there's an amazing community that this has kind of introduced me to, along with all of you here. I'm just so grateful for, like, the community in itself is a blessing. And now I have like my soul fam to where I can like travel to and like get land with, and it's just all the things. I'm so blessed and so grateful for these foods. Like, my health has improved, and I have a business. I am a business owner in a sense. Like, I'm an entrepreneur, and I never thought that would be a thing. I always wondered, how am I gonna like fund my travels and my big dreams that I've had, because I've always wanted to live on the road in some sort of a way, and it's finally, it's a reality, and I'm so grateful. Thank you all so much.
Oh my God, thank you, Sam. Could you just share a little bit of how this has changed your health? I'm just so curious, like, yeah, what you.
Yeah. So for me, this, I said yes to this for my health. Similar to when I went vegan, it was like in this point of my life where I was getting diagnosed from the doctor. I had been diagnosed with celiacs and Hashimoto's, and along with some other just things that were piling up, and that was causing a lot of anxiety and stress and depression, which I've had both of those diagnosed from a young age. And my whole life I've said no to prescriptions. Like, I've just said no and kind of suffered in silence in a way. And I know that maybe it would have made my life easier in some ways, because it does like mask a lot of the symptoms. But like, I know from being on birth control and antibiotics for other things, like I had strep throat all the time, just that alone, I can just tell through this detox lifestyle that we now live, if I would have said yes to all the prescriptions, because man, were they throwing them at me. Like, they wanted me on so many different things, and I was just like, no, I'll fix myself. And now I've found kind of a way to where I am able to allow my body to fix itself. So I am just like feeling, from like being one of the most pessimistic people you would have met, which I know it's hard, I guess, for some to believe now, but I'm just like so optimistic, so full of life. Like, my energy is improved, my sleep is better, my moon cycle's better, like all the things, my hair, my nails, I have nails, like everything. It's like everything has changed for the better. I'm so grateful.
Amazing. I feel like that's such a huge component when you're traveling. You can't do it when you're depressed or when you have chronic illness. So that's total other freedom in itself. Thank you so much for sharing, Sam. And I want to introduce our dear friend Veronica, who is, we are also, we have big dreams that we have talked about together for so long and now becoming into reality. I want to hear what you're excited about, how this has changed your life and what you're excited about.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for inviting me to this, because van life and traveling in general is like one of the biggest passions. And so my plan was this summer, actually this year, I was planning to travel full time in a van, and I was looking for a van for months, and then life happened and I didn't get to find the van that I was looking for. So instead I bought an SUV. I'm planning to convert it to living place so I can be on the road. And when Purium came into my life, it not only allowed me to, explore the opportunity of having healthy and convenient food on the road, but also gaining a financial abundance, because this is such an amazing business plan and everything, that like we can actually gain money while just sharing our amazing journeys. And so we are healing with, like you guys mentioned, like all these amazing stories that we have, and we can just share it, and by sharing it and helping others to heal and grow, we can actually make money. So I think that's like one of the biggest like pros for me when it comes to Purium, because since I I have an SUV and planning to travel full time in an SUV. I have a dog as well. So it's like there's not much space, right? Like I'm not gonna have a kitchen. And having Purium, like people like Sam was talking about, like you don't need refrigeration for it. So I'm just gonna have, I have 5 gallons of water. I'm gonna just refill my bottle and put these raw dehydrated superfoods that are like the highest quality foods on earth, honestly. And that's how you can make money from anywhere while you're actually like fueling your body with all these amazing, nutrients and stuff. So that's like, I'm excited for it. And I feel like we should allow ourselves and others to experience this journey and like of having financial freedom. Like not many people realize that we can do it from anywhere. Like we have so many opportunities like this that we can just help others heal while, creating all this amazing like community and get what we need, like the financial way and health-wise, all that kind of stuff. So I also wanted to mention that like I've traveled extensively through, like I went to Europe, and this was on my, like, you can take it to the plane. So I don't go anywhere without it anymore. And this is an international company. So really anywhere in the world you go, you can just share this. And it's not like pushing somebody into it. This is like such amazing results that we have that people are actually attracted to it, and they want to share it because of the amazing results we all have. So it's not, people always hesitate and they feel like, oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not made to do this. But we all are just like doing, like being authentic. That's all we do. So I feel like we need to talk about more about this financial opportunity, because like I said, it gives us freedom, it gives us time freedom, location freedom, and being anywhere in the world. Like I've traveled to remote places where like there were no grocery store even, and this is like I said, you can have it anywhere, and it's not something that you can, like, you don't need to cook it, you don't need to refrigerate it, you just add it to water and like you feel amazing after it. So yeah, that's honestly like that's the biggest part about Purium. So yeah.
Oh, that's
Thank you,
so
Veronica.
exciting. Thank you.
And yeah, we watch your traveling, and we always see wherever you are, like when you're in an airport or you're in like waiting rooms or traveling, like you always have your power shake. And it's amazing because this is hemp resin packaging, so it's home compostable. Means you could like put it right in the ground. There's plastic free, so these packages as well. Very easy to store, and then we just transfer
Very small.
everything.
Like for bags too, we packed like enough food to last us in Belize for 3 months, and it took up just one suitcase, and that was
Yeah.
enough food for 3 months.
When
'cause it's
customs
so
opened it, they're
small.
like, "What is all this stuff?" Or like, "That's our food. Like, we're not buying your crap." And thankful we did that. So yeah, to speak to just the business opportunity. So for me, like, and a lot of people with the pandemic, people shifted to online working. Working in front of their screen, so they can be a little more nomadic, but they're usually locked in to a certain schedule. They have to be there at a certain time and do a certain amount of hours, and you're still reporting to somebody. So what I did was, at the beginning, I was still working my other job part-time, and I found it very stressful. I had to show up to things. I was told when I could eat. There's no cap, and my salary was capped, right? And then as I further got into Purium and realized that all we're doing is connecting people, like as we're traveling and moving around, you just find people who are like, oh, and you start talking about gut health. You start talking about they saying, oh, you're glowing. Like how did you lose weight? How did you overcome your allergies? Because these things come up in conversation. We just connected them. We just gave them a gift card, and then it's very easy. It's really simple. I'm not good at sales. I don't do selling ever. All I do is share my story. So as you're traveling, you're meeting new people. You're discovering story. You're sharing your story, and that leads to more income. So slowly I phased out my old job, that was holding me back. And now we have uncapped salary. You know, we triple our income every year. Could you imagine doing that in any other job? I don't think so. Unless you're the CEO, you don't triple your income every year. But we can push this as much as we want. And the more we talk about it, the more we share it, the more people discover gut health and they get healthy, and then they can live their dream life.
And the time is now. People are looking for this. They're looking for the health food, because health is number one on people's forefront of what they're focused on. Health food and the freedom, the financial freedom. But not only that, that the community. That like as Sam was saying, and Veronica, you know, this is like a community of people who are on the same wavelength. We want the same things, and we're looking to build community. This is what we've been all called to cultivate in our life right now. And so I think this is of the time is of the essence. This is exactly the time right now for all of this stuff. And did you want? Yeah. Do you want to go over?
Yeah, so I'll show what a typical package. So usually people start with the ultimate lifestyle transformation. So that is the most complete. It's the best value package. So what that contains is the elements of the core four, but it's double the amount. So it's a really good value, and you get the shaker bottle too. So
yeah, you want to start with the ultimate lifestyle transformation because it's complete. It has 60 meals. 60 meals in 30 days for $329 with whoever share. So whoever, you know, invited you to this call has a gift card for you. It's normally, I think it's $440 or something like that, but it's $329. That's 60 meals that you get for that price, plus gut repair, plus the Parasite Cleanse, plus the community and the support that comes for free along with it, and plus the business included for free, should you choose that route. So that's amazing. We love to start people off as customers to experience it themselves. And when you have your own experience, to upgrade to get your own code is completely free. So we have everyone start with this because we see the biggest benefits, the most transformation from
the most lasting change, where it actually sticks. Because most people, you know, if they could have cold pressed juice and organic fresh food every day, they would do really well. You know, their guts would heal, and the inflammation would go down. But it's hard for people to do that, especially on the road, right? So you might be
not
in
on
your
the road.
van.
Yeah.
There's like a stretch of California where if you're driving along the coast, I think it's like 5 hours where there's no stops anywhere. There's nothing. So if you're hungry at that point, you'll be glad that you have a meal in a bottle that could just get you through that point. And what that is the power shake. So this is our
signature green juice.
Yeah, when we talk about green juice, liquid sunshine, our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this is the power shake. And you could see that it's all organic ingredients.
This is the apple berry. So we have one that's not sweet. This has a little bit of sweetness, which most people prefer, especially just getting started. But there's also the original one for those who don't want any apple berry flavor. So
yeah, it's a little more earthy. And, you know, this is just packed with all the nutrients you need for the day. It's the equivalent of 6 microgreen salads. So, you know, you're really covered in terms of nutrition for the day. And, you know, it reduces cravings for junk food. So what I would do at the beginning was I would have a power shake and a bagel and a muffin or whatever else I was eating. And then over time, I phased out the coffee and the bagel because this was enough. And I felt full and I felt energy. So it
replaces most people's coffee, actually. Most people start with coffee in the morning, and this has, for us, I started with coffee. This has replaced my coffee, and I feel energized. I just had Power Shake, and I'm just like totally, you know, as if I had a cup of coffee.
And when we travel, we just dump it into one of those stainless steel canisters. So that's really easy to travel with, you know, doesn't take up a lot of space, stays fresh. You don't need to keep it in the fridge or anything.
Yeah.
So I think the Biomedic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go on.
Okay, well, Biomedic is the gut repair. Biomedic is what people have been, like, this is really essential for everyone. Everyone is exposed to glyphosate no matter where you are in the world. It's really pervasive, and it's the chemical sprayed on all of our crops. And this removes glyphosate by 75% in 6 weeks. It's also our gut rebuilder. So it's rebuilding the villi, and so that we can absorb nutrition better. And when we're on the road, we do not want to be having IBS. I know that for sure. So that's something I would not have been able to travel with. So this has really helped with IBS, with eczema, as my brother was saying, with everything gut related, which is usually everything. Everything is gut related, really. At the end of this is the root of everything. So we see amazing, amazing transformations across the board when people continue with Biomedic. But this is like you're taking an accelerated in the ULT 30 days. You're taking 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So you're really giving your body that like really big repair. The aminos are just like everything. I know Sam was saying you're running low on your aminos. The aminos are the most practical, essential amino acids. It's just like so convenient. So instead of, a lot of us, worry about getting enough protein in our diet, which isn't as big of a concern as people make it out to be, but it is, really important, especially the building blocks of protein. And that's what the super aminos are. And it's just convenient, easy. They're tablets. You can chew them, swallow them. I take up to 10 a day. So you'll follow that program. It's all included there how to take them, but it's just an amazing source of energy. It tightens your skin. It helps you build muscle. If you're in the car long hours in the day, I know that's something that, we can lose muscle mass when we're traveling for long periods. And this helps you to retain your muscle and even build muscle. So definitely essential. And then our Apothecary, which is our nightcap, which helps with sleep. So I know sleep is just so important and could be harder when we're traveling. Sleep this is just like everything. It got me off of my sleeping pills I used to have to take, and it helps with calming your nervous system for anxiety. It also is beautifying. It's antioxidant, and it's fighting free radicals, and it's a high vitamin C, so it keeps your immune system really healthy. And it tastes delicious, and it's safe for kids. So we just love this. It's every single night, non-negotiable. And then this also comes with the cleanser. I just finished my 10-day cleanse, and this is the amazing Parasite Cleanse. So if you've traveled to Mexico, to anywhere in any kind of third world countries, honestly, it's very common to do Parasite Cleanses there. They do them a few times a year, usually locals. And this is important that we know that if we're not talking about parasites enough in our culture because we think we're somehow immune to it. No, people are eating, a lot of people are still eating meat and fish, which have a lot, but also even in our produce and other ways that we can be getting parasites. And so this is an amazing thing to do at least once or twice a year is a parasite cleanse. This comes included. The 10-day parasite cleanse portion is just so magical. I just finished it and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do that like 4 times a year because that just feels so good. Every time I do it, I feel better. So
that's great.
Yeah, that's basically
I'm going to share
package.
the link to this that we're looking at in the chat here. So if you want to read more up on any product, there's fact sheets and blog posts about everything here. And
it comes in one very easy to manage package.
Mm-hmm.
It, what I love about it is it comes with exactly how to take everything and the support as well, which is in our Facebook community, or we have Telegram community. And so there's just so much support we get throughout, and free now until the end of the month. So for the next 3 days is you get a free zinc, which is amazing. Everyone should have zinc in their pantry, in their medicine cabinet. This is the ultimate immune support. It has the all multivitamin, basically all
A, C, D, and E, full 100% of your daily value, and it's all from food. This isn't like chemicals created in a lab. These are all food sourced vitamins. So this is the best way to get it. And we're living proof that we don't struggle with protein deficiencies before Allison was anemic, and now her blood is great. Anyone who has struggles with cholesterol levels, any kind of chronic illness, they should target the gut first. That's where the absorption happens. So this is just a gateway to that.
And by the way, until the end of the month, there's another freebie. It's so exciting because there's the peppermint bark. It's a new sample. It's a new product they just launched. And so I'm just so excited to get that as well for free. So we're getting a value on top of just having the over $100 off that you're going to get from whoever shared this with you. You're going to get the free zinc and the free peppermint bark protein shake which is amazing. I'm so excited because there's going to be awesome, like we can probably, I'm going to come up with some different recipes to make with it as well. But that's just fun for the holidays to get to have that for free, that free gift. And
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on one thing. Is like we've all been alive long enough to know, like we can compare traveling with Purium and traveling without it. So I know firsthand. Like I went to China a few years ago, didn't have Purium with me, and you're going into these airports, you feel like ass because you're eating like airport food. You get on the plane and you feel like bloated and gassy. You come off with a headache. You recover for like 2 3 days afterwards just from the traveling, right? And then in a car, if you're doing van life, you're sitting for long periods of time, you're not moving around a lot, your blood isn't
eating
flowing.
more shit food.
Yeah, a lot of sitting and kind of maybe anxiety around it. So here we've compared and we feel so much better. Like knowing, like I'm so grateful coming off a long road trip, feeling like, oh my God, this is great. I'm not bloated and I don't have like a headache and I'm dehydrated. It's just like I know from comparison. So I don't know if any of you guys, the guests, want to speak to that, their before and after kind of feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, we said before we set out, we're like, okay, look, we're gonna have like there's gonna be times where we're gonna just be like, we're so tired, we're hungry, whatever. Like it's so easy to just get like fast food, right? But we said like no,
As
like
a rule.
we made a rule. No fast food. Like if we have to eat out, we'll like go to a restaurant, I suppose, and whatever, try to find some healthy restaurants. But so right away we're like, okay, so no fast food. So there's going to be stretches, like Jared said, there are stretches for hours where there's no like stops or anything to make. So like, yeah, it's just been such a lifesaver having our these shakes and stuff, and like even the super aminos. Like we joke about like, oh, we're going a little snack hungry, like have some super aminos, like that'll fill you up, and it has and
even the juice bar in a bag, like I love having that with me.
Yeah,
like it's just in our pantry and we just shake it up and it's so fresh and nutritious and we just feel like we don't need to stop anywhere. I don't need like a Starbucks coffee or anything like that. It's like, no, I have everything that I need. And it's like a self-sufficiency thing as well. It's like I don't need to like spend money on anything else but this.
And like we've been traveling since September, I think September 10th, I believe. Yeah, so like almost like 2.5 months now. And yeah, like we really haven't been like no cravings for like burgers or shit like that, like it's just been it's been great. And the more we do it, the more we want to do it, like the more we crave that, so no, it's been a real blessing.
And even still, so there was a time where we were between orders and we had like run out of our 4-4, and I could personally like tell the difference. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I want a green juice.
It's like a day or two where we didn't get it and we're like, oh, like we're struggling. So
you get
withdrawal. I never thought it would be like that, but I'm like, oh, like I really want a green juice. Like I really like, I'm craving it.
That's your cells. They know what they want.
Yeah,
that's really cool. And when we saw you guys here in Cali, you looked different. You had a different glow, a different energy to you, and I think it's just consistent, healthy food. That's all it is. It's missing from everyone's diet, organic, whole food. Like not enough people get that. So
yeah, very simple. Like and even like not being able to work out as much as we'd like and stuff, because it's been tough. Like just like moving around, looking for gyms here and there, but just the food alone has helped like maintain our like physical shape, I suppose, right? So like just push-ups here and there, and then just take your power shake or your MVP kids, which I really like. I personally really like the kids one. It's been great. Yeah.
Well, the aminos, it was devised to keep coma patients so they can retain muscle. So yeah, if you are sitting for prolonged periods of time and are kind of comatose like that, then yeah, this is building muscle, keeps tightening your skin, and then the mental acuity too. So
yeah,
thanks for sharing, guys. And Veronica, do you, I'm sure you have.
I would like to just compare like when I was traveling and road tripping before Purium, like there is this stress that you're like, what am I going to eat? Where am I going to stop? And especially, like I said, if I go to remote places, like they're not restaurants, me as vegan, like I don't have anything to eat there. So this, like, you can take it anywhere. And it's always like, it just relieves the stress because you know that you always have good food with you that fuels you and gives you energy. So you don't feel like crap. Because I remember one time I went to Big Bend and it was during summer, so it was really hot in Texas, and I just didn't have anything to eat. My friends were like, oh, you're tired, I'm like, yeah, I didn't eat anything. And now, like, wherever I go, like, I'm like energized, and I'm like so happy that I can just have it, anywhere, and don't have to worry about that I have to stop. And and another thing, like, when it comes to comparing, like before, like I said, like, you have to worry about your job, like you have to go back to your work, and you have to take time off, so you don't have that freedom, like you have to always worry about that kind of stuff. But now, like, you can just, like, tomorrow I can be like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna travel for a month, and I know that I can make money from anywhere. Like, even if I decide, like, last minute, it's not like, you're tied to something. So I feel like that's another thing that is, like, really, really big, like, big.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So how, we could be here in California for the winter, and we could pick up on a dime and just come, because we have that freedom. And, money is not an evil thing. Money is energy, and we all need it, especially good people in the world. So I just think it's so beautiful that, we can be in abundance and create that abundance for ourselves when we are just from wherever in the world. Sam, did you want to? Yes.
Yeah, it was just so I was reflecting on when we went and visited my family in Montana, which I would consider where they live to be like a food desert. We were newly vegan, and we brought our Vitamix with us because we were like, we want to be healthy, we want to buy stuff. But then we got there, and they have a Safeway and a Walmart with like hardly any organic produce, because I've known for a while, organic is the best. And so my partner ended up living off of the Taco Bell bean burritos, because they're vegan when you make them vegan. That whole week we were there, and we had this little tiny health food store that we found, and it was so expensive. Like, produce was 3 times the price of what we were used to paying, because it was like all you could find in this little tiny town. And I could just imagine if I had my Purium with me at the time, I wouldn't have had to stress about any of that. I wouldn't have had to pack my giant Vitamix blender with me to go visit my family, because it didn't even get used. It got used like one time that whole week. And so it's just like, when it comes to food deserts and stuff like that, I can imagine van life. You're going to be traveling through a lot of them, because unfortunately they are everywhere in this country and in Canada, and I can imagine they're all across the world. So when it comes to food deserts, especially if you live in one, like whether you're traveling through it or not, like, this is such a blessing, because not having proper produce was one of the worst stressors, like, ever, because you can't feed yourself. Like, what do you do when you don't have food? Like, Veronica, you went hungry, and this keeps you from ever having to worry about that. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Never again.
Yes. And also the amount of plastic, because like, even if you do go to Walmart and you buy they do have like, I don't know. I mean, even in Whole Foods, I mean, you could get juices, right? Pressed juices, but those are in plastic. And so like, all the times that we'd be saving, like getting Starbucks on the road or some kind of like packaged things, right? This is just plastic free. So
you're lowering your carbon footprint. You're not leaving a trail of garbage behind you when you're traveling, which is good consciously, and it's good for the environment. We're actually making a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
if anyone has any questions that are here that want to just ask anything at all while we're here.
And we're here to just, support your nomadic lifestyle. A lot of people dream of it, and they're looking for tools or just a way to get there. And start with this, you don't need to dive completely into it first. I mean, try the foods, and then you'll see if people just ask you about it organically. You'll be drinking a green juice on the beach, and someone will be like, hey, that looks cool. Can I get some of that? Oh, there's a pen back there. So yeah, this has allowed us to be with our kids more, we can travel with them, and they're healthy and happy. And it's been a real blessing. So we're this is why we share. This is why we love what we do.
Yeah.
And we want to share the abundance with
For
you
the
all.
children. Okay, well, thank you guys all for taking time on your Sunday to be here. And thank you so much for our guests, for Devin and Emran, and for
Thank you guys.
Samantha and Veronica, and all of you here in our community sharing this. And I know all of you have amazing stories. And so I'd love to hear more of your guys' stories of how this has helped you on the road, and how we're going to help more people achieve this dream and achieve this health. All
Thank
right.
you. Thanks for watching.
See you later.
Nice meeting you all.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye, everyone. Have a
Bye.
good day.
Bye.
Thank you, Vanessa,
Bye.
Mark, and Dan. You guys
Kara,
rock, Kara.
Kevin, and Jackie, and
Jackie.
Ingrid.
Mark.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye, Junie.
Bye.